All right, folks, we're locked in. We have our Mayo Fusciuni samples, and we have our White Monster Wednesday going on here. Totally stoked for this one. Let's try 3 more from Mayo Fusciuni. I haven't snuck any sneaks. I haven't been sniffing these on the side. I haven't been looking at anything about this. I want to just do the speed run of these samples blind, completely blind. I'll fill in the blanks after I'm done giving these an initial spray, an initial smell. And if I really like just the smell of any of these, this is the opposite of approach that a lot of people use for niche perfumery. A lot of times they get into the marketing, they get into the advertising, they get into the art behind it that the company's talking about. I'm skipping that for this one. I just want to get a unique perspective on these where I only smell them without being tampered with, without being affected by any of the setup, any of the presupposition, any of the lore behind it. I do have this little book that the samples come with that I will dig into at some point, but I've just been refusing to really do any of that. It's not out of laziness. I'm actually excluding it for a reason. I just want to smell these things pure without the, effects of reading the notes and how that will change your experience. Like, I just want a pure experience where I just walk into a place, nothing told to me about these at all, where I'm just totally blank-minded. I already have some expectations because it's a niche house, because a lot of people talk about it. But luckily for me, I've thus far avoided a lot of the lore behind these. So let's start with Notturno. Now, this is a 2012 release. That's as far as I know. This is the 4th one they dropped in the Mayo Fusciuni line. I'm doing a series of these videos. If you're watching this, there's a series covering every single one in the sample set that has all of these fragrances in the sample set here. Sample set looks like this. You guys will see on my channel, I'm digging through all these 3 at a time. So we're just going to go from, again, oldest to newest. And right now we're up to 2012 and we're talking about Notturno. Notturno, I love the name. Sounds very interesting to me. Sounds like something right up my alley. Night or darkness, one or the other. I think it means something like that. Nocturnal. Let's go ahead and give this thing 2 sprays. I have nothing on today. I haven't smelled a fragrance since the last Mayo Fusciuni sniff. Perplexing, very specific smell. Smells like mist a little bit, like a mist, and then it has like this almost like paint, like a paint smell to it, like varnish. Like varnish or like even nail polish remover a little bit, like a turpentine style of something going on in this. Something like patchouli as well going on in this. This is a head scratcher, guys. This one is really, really tough. Tell you what it smells like. It reminds me a little bit of Duro, some of the more synthetic edge of Duro. Right off of this opening. And there's something a little bit woody about it, like kind of reminds me of an ebony wood, sort of, like a dark wood. Trying to think of anything I've smelled like this, and no, it really is unique. I haven't really smelled anything that smells like Notturno. This is a dark fragrance, but there is something kind of happening in this. I think I need to skin this one. I need to put this on skin. Man, it's right on the tip of my tongue what this is reminding me of and what this is smelling like, but I just can't get to it. So this reminds me of Black Afghano a little bit, actually. It has that same purple kind of sweetness to it. But without that spicy hashish thing and without that challenging component, it's like if you took Black Afghano and made like a nice version of it that smelled like, I don't know, agreeable. Something dark about this one too. I mean, I guess the name is Notturno, so it is synonymous with that, but no, even if I didn't know the name, this is a dark smelling fragrance. Quite brooding, interesting. It's not mean though. It's more of like a sad kind of smell. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense to you guys, but if you're into fragrance this way and it can make you feel things, to me it's kind of a somber thing. Like the center of this is like a somber kind of vibe, like solemn. And there's something so particular in this. It's hard to describe, but let me just try to explain it. So the closest fragrance that I could smell this to is like Black Afghano. I don't want to say this is oud, but it could be some kind of oud, like a more of like a woody direction of oud, like a hard wood, ebony type wood. I've smelled something like this before out there. There's some kind of musk in here too that this is living off of. It's sort of built off of that, or some kind of dark woods or musks. Really, really peculiar stuff. The word that was coming to my mind was like some kind of a ink blot, like an ink blot. I got that. That was maybe with that Sharpie kind of thing. It reminded me of a Sharpie, but I think it was just ink in general, like the India ink that I use for calligraphy sometimes with the wedge tips. It's got a smoky element to it, sort of like Black Afghano. It's got the body of that. It really reminds me of Black Afghano. Maybe this is an amber fragrance too. Wow, really perplexing stuff here. I feel like this, though, for your Black Afghano guys out there, you need to try this 100%. You guys who have tried Black Afghano and it was too much, I feel like this is a nicer version of it. This is something very similar to that, guys. It is uncanny to me. Like, I like this just as much, if not more, than Black Afghano, and I'm a Black Afghano enthusiast. And something a little smoky, too, going on. This is a dark fragrance and some kind of ink. Some kind of like an ambery, musky, woody, dark woods thing, or maybe even as dark as like a leather might be. Wow, serious stuff right here. Notturno this is starting out pretty good. I might wear that to work, actually. It's looking pretty good for me. I want to try that on skin before I really say anything else about it. In my last video of these, I'll do a roundup on the ones that really stood out to me that I want. So far, at the point of this, I really love Shukran. That was Nota di Viaggio 2. Man, that one just really blew me away. It's so good. I thought about it since that smell, since that sniff. I've been thinking about that fragrance, and that's saying something serious, because you know I don't usually get blown away right away by fragrances, and when it happens, it's a great feeling. But that one is Shukran. That one's really good, guys. Let's go to, let's see, what do we got? Luce. Let's do Luce. Now I think that means light. Luce. I'll put the names on the screen. I'm expecting, just from the name, like the last one was Notturno. This one's Luce. Like La Luce, like light. But let's see what we get here. So these might be opposites of each other or complementary to each other in some ways, considering night came out and then light came out. I think this is the hardest video that I've ever had to do. Some kind of a fresh leather with some kind of sweet, I don't want to say vanilla, some kind of vanillic leathery thing here. But there's this whole fresh sort of cloud about this that has this more bright, optimistic kind of push to it. Kind of like the counterpart to Notturno. I don't know if I'm just making that up because the names really work, but one came after another. And it almost is like they're opposites in their names, but the smells are also, this one's not dark, but it still has the same kind of distinct, I don't know if it's base, like it's a more leathery style of smell. Yeah, definitely some leather in here, something sweet going on, like vanilla, but then it has this like halo of freshness that's in the same way that was in that last one. A little animalic thing going on too. I'm not really sure what that is, or if it's like spices and patchouli or some shit. Really interesting here. It's bright though. It has a clean kind of angle to it as well, but something in it is a little bit challenging. Like just in there, something in there is a little different. Now, I keep getting mint off of his fragrances. I don't know if it's just something else in this one that's like giving me some kind of a bright lift, like an eye-opening kind of coolness. But it's there. I kind of want to spray this one more time just for good measure here. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? It has the same opening as Notturno. It goes very fast. It goes by really quick, but it has that same, not ink, but that varnish type of smell that I got. But now this is turning bright, almost like mint. Or light kind of tobacco, like leathery, fresh tobacco kind of minty thing. Some vanilla in here too, and some leather. Interesting stuff. Very woody and bright. Really crazy stuff. Luce. I don't know if I would get this one because I still like Shukran so much, but this is bright and this is very fresh and this is very uplifting and this is very easy to wear and light and clean and nice, and it goes out into the air and I feel like it just does nice things for you. It's not dark or anything. It does smell upscale though, and then the mix down on these is crazy. I definitely have to put some of these on skin before I say anything else about them. We will do that in the roundup video. I don't know if I'm picking up on like a tuberose or a white floral kind of hidden in this or something like that. Some kind of like bright fresh component, not quite soapy, but not quite indolic white florals, but something around that. It could be just things coming together giving me that, but that's what I'm feeling here. I've smelled something else that reminds me of this, and I think it's Blamage by Nascimento. The woods in this are a little bit smoky. There's a lot of freshness though, and a dry kind of wood too. Like a smoky dry woods with some kind of like sweetness just really, really embedded in this. It's not overly really committed to any one thing. It's very round, this smell. Nothing sticks out. There's a lot of little anchor points, as I refer to all the time, things that you can kind of find like a little island and just sit on for a minute and then kind of move around. Really nicely done stuff here. A freshie, in my opinion, something you could wear that is very wearable, like daily driver kind of easy wear thing. Notturno was more interesting to me because it really reminds me of like a better version of Black Afgano. Not that it's just better, but it's just like a different, more wearable version of Black Afgano that I could actually go out and like rock more often. Even though I do wear Black Afgano quite a bit, I don't mind having, I don't know, a happy flanker of another one made by an expert like Mr. Impresible. I don't know how to say his name. Now we have Narcotico. So let's move on to Narcotico. This one is dark. It's the only one so far to have this color. And I always like when things have a little bit of a darker color to them. Don't know what it is. Just appeals to me in some way. So this one is 2015. Now this one came out after the last two, the Luce and Notturno. This looks like a different fragrance, not related to those. This is Narcotico. So let's see what we get. We're going to spray two good ones. Oh wow, I'm not going to be able to tell you what this is. Let's go. So distinct. This took me to like a cabin upstate in the middle of winter in the woods. Like, so distinct, guys. There's something so specific going on in here. I feel like if you read the notes, it'll be a dead giveaway, but I just don't want to do that. I want to experience this for what it is. This takes me to memories really quick. Takes me into like some memories. It reminds me of a darker kind of log cabin in the winter. There's something else going on though. Something so specific. Wow, beautiful. Dark smell again. This is another dark one. Almost thought of private label from Javoy. Almost. But no. Something so specific here that I've smelled before many, many times in this. It's a fresh spiciness that's happening, but it's not really bright. It's more of like a effervescent kind of thing haloing this darker center. There's something bright about it too, and smoky. It almost has that church-like incense. You know, church-like incense that are kind of cold? But then it's got something else in here, a very distinct kind of spice. It's coming across as a slightly medicinal kind of thing too. A little bit of a medicinal, spicy, patchouli base, like that patchouli style of density. I might even say this is an amber fragrance in a way. It has an ambery kind of quality to it. Like there's a resinous kind of patchouli thing going on that's really underneath the surface of it. And then you have this very peculiar freshness on top of it that goes in a medicinal direction. Kind of cold incense thing going on that almost is like mint, how it feels in my nose. It's so strange, guys. This is disturbing, this fragrance. It's something that I've literally experienced before and I just can't figure it out. I'm getting a little bit of kind of dental supplies, like toothpaste mintiness to it as well, like just going in and out. I think I'm just hallucinating that at this point. Wow, this is something else. This is strange stuff. This is really, really strange. Not my favorite of the bunch, but definitely powerful stuff. So for today, I really, really dig the first one, Notturno. I think that one sings to me. I'd say out of all of them that I tried so far, Notturno is my second place, right below Shukran. Shukran, Nota de Viaggio 2. That thing was great. So Notturno. I'm going to spray this on. We're going to wear it today. Wow. Quite distinct. So distinct. Wow. Just really specific smell. It's really tricky stuff, guys. I like it a lot. Wow, I really like it. So I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to put it right on the clothes today. I'm going to smell these clothes a little bit later. Yeah, Notturno. Wow. So we did 6 sprays of that, and we're going to rock that today. Yeah, I get that varnish, inky thing. This very purple and dark blue, black smell to it. Interesting stuff here. Really interesting stuff. Wow, somebody said that this stuff was going to get my head kind of all messed up, and it really is doing that. It's really good. Definitely try this stuff, guys. Really try this stuff, especially if you're into fragrances. So happy I did this. That was 6 of them so far. We're going to just keep going. Got a bunch more of these videos to make, so follow along, and then we'll do a wrap-up video at the end. So far, Shukran number 1 out of all of them as we go, and Notturno number 2. But man, Notturno's smelling really nice on me right now. I'm really enjoying how this is sitting, and I feel like it's got to have a really good performance to it, just the way it's constructed. All of these pierced right through the air so far. Like, none of them were a slouch so far. So distinct, guys. It's really hard to explain. You got to get your nose on these. Definitely a trip. I'd say, though, the one that had me like really tripping the most, though, was Narcotico. That thing sent me straight to like a memory, straight to a very specific moment in time. Really strange that did that to me. I don't know the brief and stuff. I'd like to look into that at some point, but as of right now, purely smell-wise, Shukran, Notturno, top 2. Everything else was just like a trip, and I need to really experience it a little bit more before I could really get hooked. But I could see how people collect a ton of these Mayo Fusciuni drops. You know, they're really good stuff. So anyway, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Hit me up in the comments. If you like these, subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Peace.